The drama starts with the female lead, Fan Xing, who has come on a blind date. Fan Xing was still single. She was 30 years old. In the next scene, we see Lu Ming, who is the boss of a company. He says to his manager, Su Li, that Huan, an employee of the company, found a dog and is asking everyone about it. Hearing his voice, Fan Xing comes out and says, "This is my dog. I brought him with me." Just then, another employee, Kong Xiao, arrives and says, "I need to shoot a video, and for that, I need an intern. Can you send Yuan with me for a little while?" Fan Xing calls for Yuan, but he is not in the office. In the next scene, we see the male lead Yuan, who goes to meet his professor, Kan Yang. Kan Yang is Fan Xing's brother, who says to Yuan, "Did Fan Xing give you leave already?" Yuan says, "No, she doesn't give leaves at all, which is why I came here without permission." In the next scene, Fan Xing calls Yuan and says, "You came late to the company today and left without permission, so you have to come back now." But Yuan refuses and says, "I have to go to the site with Kong Xiao." Hearing this, Fan Xing gets worried and also goes to the site. In the next scene, Fan Xing was explaining to a client, "According to the work, you cannot do the decoration for some time," but that client was not agreeing. Just then, Yuan comes and ruins the decoration, so the client gets angry and leaves from there. After the client leaves, Fan Xing says to Yuan, "My back is stiff." Yuan helps her straighten up, and Fan Xing feels a sharp pain. Now Yuan was massaging Fan Xing, and his heartbeat gets faster as he feels an attraction to her. He immediately steps back and says, "I am not your masseur, am I?" Hearing this, Fan Xing thinks, "If you weren't handsome, I wouldn't let you go." Just then, that client comes with her fiancé, and her fiancé starts looking at Fan Xing and hugs her out of happiness. And this is the same person Fan Xing was going to meet in the evening, and his name is Li Hao. Seeing him, tears come to Fan Xing's eyes because Li Hao was about to get married. Now we see a scene from the past where Li Hao met Fan Xing for the first time, and slowly, they both fell in love. But one day, Li Hao came to the class crying and says to Fan Xing, "My dream of researching at the South Pole has been fulfilled, and I don't want to leave you. And if we are still single after 10 years, will you accept me?" Fan Xing says, "Yes." Now we see a scene from the present where Li Hao tells Fan Xing about his girlfriend and also makes fun of Fan Xing for being still single, but Fan Xing was not paying attention to his words. In the next scene, Fan Xing was sitting very upset when Yuan comes there. In the next scene, Fan Xing opens her eyes and Yuan was in front of her, about to kiss her. But Fan Xing screams and comes out of her imagination and sees that Yuan is not there. So she thinks, "Could it be that I have feelings for Yuan?" Then she remembers that last night she had a drink with Yuan. Now we see a scene from the past where Fan Xing was very drunk and was complaining to Yuan about her life. "Very bad things are happening to me. The boy I liked is giving me his wedding card." Yuan was listening to Fan Xing's words very carefully. Now Fan Xing starts talking loudly, so Yuan calms her down. Then Fan Xing calls Yuan to her and comes close to him, saying, "I am happy about Li Hao's wedding." Now Fan Xing gets so close to Yuan that Yuan gets nervous. Fan Xing says, "Now I also have to date someone. Will you date me?" Hearing this, Yuan keeps looking into her eyes. Now in the present scene, Fan Xing screams loudly. In the next scene, Fan Xing calls Yuan to her cabin and asks, "What promise did I make to you last night?" Yuan says, "You said you would become my girlfriend." Fan Xing says, "Impossible. I can't say something like that." Then Yuan starts telling her everything she said while she was drunk. Now Yuan goes close to Fan Xing and says, "You took advantage of me and kissed me, and you also told me this is my first kiss." Fan Xing was very scared seeing Yuan so close when the phone rings, and Yuan leaves from there. In the next scene, Lu Ming was putting up a poster for his dog, and Fan Xing was also putting up a poster to find the dog's owner. Just then, the dog runs to Yuan, and Yuan calls Fan Xing by her name and asks, "Why did you leave so early?" Fan Xing says, "I came to find this dog's owner, and what did you just call me? Don't forget that outside, I am still your director." Yuan again talks about last night. Fan Xing says, "So what if someone older kissed you?" Yuan says, "If it doesn't make any difference, then kiss me again." Then they see the dog owner's poster, seeing which Fan Xing becomes happy and contacts the owner to call him, and he is none other than Lu Ming. Now Lu Ming tells Fan Xing about the reward, but Fan Xing refuses. Then Lu Ming asks for his dog, and Fan Xing says, "Prove to me that this dog is yours," and asks Lu Ming to go behind and call the dog. Lu Ming does the same, but the dog doesn't go to him. So Fan Xing starts to take the dog away. Then Lu Ming calls the dog Love Charm, hearing which the dog goes to him, and Fan Xing is also convinced. In the next scene, we see Min Min, whose uncle comes to pick her up, and he is none other than Lu Ming. Min Min runs and hugs Lu Ming, and Kan Yang sees this. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes for a walk with Yuan and says, "Everyone must be thinking that we are a couple who have brought their pets for a walk." Yuan says, "What do we care about what those people are thinking?" Fan Xing says, if any professor sees us, it will be a problem. And if anyone finds out about my personal life, I will fire you. The next scene, Fan Xing is having lunch with Kong Xiao when Kong Xiao tells her, I have found a perfect match for you. He is my cousin, his age is 37 years, and he is still looking for a perfect partner, which sounds interesting to Fan Xing, and she agrees. In the next scene, Fan Xing is sitting with her friend and tells them, I am going on a blind date so that I can find my first love. Her friend tells her, you're getting older now, so you should give up hope for a first love. Fan Xing's friend tells her, you probably haven't even had your first kiss yet. Hearing this, Fan Xing becomes quiet, and her friends understand that she has had her first kiss. Fan Xing says, he was my colleague, and I was drunk at that time, but all this is not possible because he is 10 years younger than me. Her friend says, age never becomes a problem in love. If you also like him, then take things forward. In the next scene, Yuan and Fan Xing are walking. Yuan says, you shouldn't go on a blind date. Fan Xing asks, what is your problem? Yuan says, don't you want me to find my first love? Yuan says, I am here, right? I am better than any person from a blind date. Now they start looking at each other. Just then, a lady comes there, and Yuan proposes to Fan Xing as if she is his girlfriend. That lady asks them about their pets who were not there. In the next scene, after searching for the pets, Fan Xing sits in one place and starts thinking, did Yuan really propose to me? Thinking about this, Fan Xing gets very worried. In the next scene, Fan Xing is in her office when a delivery boy comes and gives flowers to Kong Xiao. Fan Xing asks her, did your boyfriend send these? Kong Xiao says, yes. Just then, the delivery boy comes back and says, these flowers are for Fan Xing. Hearing this, she is surprised and goes inside to look at the flowers. Then she sees a card on which Lu Ming's name was written. In the next scene, Fan Xing and Kong Xiao were shopping when Kong Xiao's eyes fall on Yuan, and she says, the girl with him must be Yuan's girlfriend. Then she starts calling out to Yuan, but Fan Xing stops her and says, no one would want to meet their boss after work. But Yuan sees them. Kong Xiao leaves from there, but Fan Xing stands there and starts looking at Yuan's old messages. Just then, Yuan comes there, and Fan Xing asks him about his friend. Yuan says, don't misunderstand. She is just my junior. Fan Xing says, why would I misunderstand? Maybe you have some sympathy for me because I am a single girl who wants someone to truly love her. So maybe you like me. Yuan says, if I didn't know all this, I wouldn't like you, but I really wouldn't like you. Hearing this, Fan Xing stares at him, speechless, and then scolds him, saying, how can you even think like that? I am your boss, and you are 10 years younger than me. Hearing this, Yuan sits down and starts to cry. As Fan Xing lifts him up, Yuan kisses her. Fan Xing is shocked and leaves from there. In the next scene, when Fan Xing goes to the office, she doesn't see Yuan anywhere. So she asks at the reception, and the receptionist tells her Yuan has taken sick leave. Then Fan Xing finds out from her colleague's conversation that it is also Yuan's birthday today. So Fan Xing calls and messages Yuan, but Yuan does not reply because he was asleep. In the next scene, Yuan wakes up, and as he goes out to drink water, the doorbell rings. When Yuan opens the door, Fan Xing is standing in front of him, who was very wet. Yuan is surprised to see her. Now Fan Xing goes inside, checks Yuan's fever and says, you rest. I'll make something for you. Yuan says, you're soaked. You should take a hot shower first. So Fan Xing does just that and then takes good care of Yuan. Seeing this, Yuan says to her, sorry. Fan Xing says, you should say thanks to me, not sorry. Now, Fan Xing comes with a cake while singing the birthday song, seeing which Yuan becomes very happy. And while blowing out the candles, he wishes, may Fan Xing become my girlfriend. Fan Xing says, you shouldn't have said your wish out loud. Yuan says, you didn't refuse me, which means you also like me. Hearing this, Fan Xing asks him to eat the cake, but Yuan puts cake on her face. Now as Fan Xing starts to clean the cake, Yuan kisses her. Seeing this, Fan Xing says, this is wrong. Yuan says, you also like me and I also like you, so what is wrong with it? So now both of them kiss each other. And for tonight, Fan Xing stayed at Yuan's house, but her sleep was completely gone. So she leaves from there as soon as it is morning. In the next scene, when Fan Xing goes to the company, Yuan says good morning and sits at his desk. Fan Xing also gets very nervous and quickly leaves from there. Now during work, Fan Xing was also thinking about Yuan, but when Yuan comes, seeing him, Fan Xing drops something from her hand. Yuan starts picking up the things and holds Fan Xing's hand, saying, I am confused because I have confessed my feelings to you, but you haven't replied yet. Now Yuan starts talking about last night. So Fan Xing stands up and says, I cannot take your responsibility, but as for the confession, I am still thinking about it. Saying this, she starts to leave, but Yuan stops her and says, I need your answer within a few days. Fan Xing asks, what's the hurry? Yuan says, I want to start everything over. If I don't like your answer, I will complain to Mr. Li that you sexually harassed your junior. Fan Xing says, "How can you do that?" Yuan says, "According to you, I am still a child, right? So I can do whatever I want." And then he forbids Fan Xing from going on the blind date and leaves from there. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to a restaurant and sees Lu Ming there, who says, "It must be fate that we keep meeting like this." Fan Xing says, "If I had known that you were on a blind date with me, I would never have come here. And I haven't come here for a blind date. I actually like someone." Hearing this, Lu Ming's dreams are shattered and he asks, "Are you two together now?" Fan Xing says, "No, I still have to answer his confession." Lu Ming brings coffee for her and says, "There is a girl in my life whom I like, but she doesn't like me. And if you like that boy, why are you scared of him? Is this a matter of age difference?" Fan Xing says, "Yes, that's the problem. When people find out about this, they will start talking." Lu Ming says, "You should do what you like." In the next scene, it's Min Min's birthday party, where Yuan has also come. Now Yuan goes to the side and waits for Fan Xing's reply. Just then, his friend comes and says, "Min Min has a surprise for you. Min Min is going to confess her love to you." Yuan says, "If that's the case, it will be very bad." Now, before she cuts the cake, Min Min says, "First, I want to say something to Yuan." And then she confesses her love to Yuan and says, "You don't need to answer right now." Yuan says, "I will answer right now." In the next scene, we see Yuan who says to Min Min, "I like someone else." He politely refuses her proposal. Min Min tells him, "There is no need to feel sorry. I was already prepared for all this." Min Min says to Yuan, "I will wait for you until I find someone else." In the next scene, Min Min and Yuan are at the bus stop. Min Min says, "Now you won't ignore me, right?" Yuan says, "No, we are still friends." In the meantime, the bus arrives. As Min Min is leaving, she tells him, "I hope the girl you like rejects your proposal," and starts crying on the bus because she was sad. In the next scene, we see Lu Ming who wakes Min Min up for breakfast. At the table, Min Min was very worried because of the proposal. Seeing her, Lu Ming says, "That boy doesn't like you right now, but it's not necessary that he won't like you later." Hearing this, Min Min becomes confident and says, "I will wait for a chance and get close to him when the opportunity comes." Here, Lu Ming tells her about his blind date. She liked a boy 10 years younger than her, but couldn't confess due to the age gap. Now we see a past scene where Lu Ming was with Fan Xing in a coffee shop. Lu Ming had told Fan Xing, "I am scared of this relationship, so you could keep it a secret so that if anything goes wrong later, the matter will remain between us." Fan Xing also liked this plan. Hearing this, Min Min says, "You could have also asked your date to reject that boy." To which Lu Ming says, "You won't understand all this." In the next scene, we see Yuan, whom Fan Xing calls and asks to meet in the park. Yuan quickly goes to meet her. Yuan says to her, "You couldn't stop yourself from giving the answer until tonight." Fan Xing says, "This is my first time dating someone, so I want to keep this relationship a secret so that our colleagues don't talk about it." Yuan says, "We are not teenagers who will keep their first love a secret. We are adults. If you can't do this, then we should forget all this." Saying this, he leaves. In the next scene, Yuan is going home when he sees Fan Xing sitting outside waiting for him. Yuan takes Fan Xing inside and gives her lotion to apply because a mosquito had bitten her. After that, Yuan gives Fan Xing water and says, "I told you that I won't keep the relationship a secret, so why did you come here?" Fan Xing says, "I thought about it, and I like you a lot." Yuan says, "If that's the case, then why don't you trust me?" Fan Xing says, "I am not an 18-year-old girl who would sacrifice everything for love." Hearing this, Yuan gets angry and says, "I thought you came to apologize to me, but you came to lecture me. Now there is no place where I can go away from you." Hearing this, Fan Xing starts to leave, so Yuan stops her and asks, "Who are you? Who comes without telling and leaves just like that?" Fan Xing asks, "What do you want?" Yuan says, "We will keep our relationship a secret for 3 months, and if everything goes well, then we will tell everyone because we can't hide it from anyone forever." Fan Xing asks, "Do you really want to live your whole life with me?" Yuan starts laughing and puts his hand on her head, saying, "You are still like an 18-year-old kid." Hearing this, Fan Xing hides her face, so Yuan says, "I am not going to kiss you." As soon as Fan Xing removes her hands, Yuan kisses her. In the next scene, Fan Xing is very happy and is remembering the kiss scene, and out of happiness, she falls from the bed. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to the office with back pain and is very happy to see Yuan and says, "My back is hurting a lot." Yuan says, "I give good massages," which his colleagues overhear, so Fan Xing tells Yuan, "Focus on your work," and starts going to her cabin, when Yuan secretly hands her something. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to her cabin and opens it, and inside there was an orange candy, and Yuan had written, "I want an orange-flavored kiss today." Seeing this, Fan Xing starts to blush. Just then, an employee comes and sees Fan Xing's red cheeks, thinks she has a fever, So the employee starts to give her medicine, but Fanxing refuses. So that employee takes the candy from her desk as she leaves. In the next scene, Fanxing is going for a walk when her dad tells her, "Who gets so dressed up for a walk?" But then he ignores her. Now as Fanxing goes out, she meets Kan Yang, who asks Fanxing about Yuan's girlfriend. Fanxing says, "I don't know about it." So Kan Yang shows her a photo in which Yuan was holding his girlfriend's hand. Seeing this, Fanxing quickly hides her hand so that her brother doesn't find out that it's Fanxing's hand. In the next scene, Fanxing goes to meet Yuan and asks for his phone. Yuan gives her fingerprint access on his phone so that she can check his phone whenever she wants. Now Fanxing sees that photo in his phone and says, "Why did you post this?" Yuan says, "I thought you wanted to hide this relationship from family and colleagues, so I kept it on in the school group. But I forgot that Kan Yang is also in this group." Fanxing tells him, "Don't do that." Yuan agrees to this and both of them start walking. In the next scene, Fanxing is sitting when Yuan comes and asks, "Why were you wearing sunglasses at night?" Fanxing says, "If someone saw us, it would be a problem." Then Fanxing shows Yuan a list in which she had made some rules to keep their relationship a secret. Seeing all this, poor Yuan has to agree. In the next scene, Yuan and Fanxing go to watch a horror movie. Fanxing starts thinking about movements that would create a romantic scene between her and Yuan, like their hands touching while eating popcorn or getting close to each other during a scary scene. Thinking all this, Fanxing becomes very happy. But Fanxing doesn't get scared during any horror scene, and the movie ends. Now coming out, Yuan says, "Kan Yang told me that you are not scared of horror movies. Where other girls in the theater were getting scared, my girlfriend was different from everyone. That's why I like you. And I also thought that during a horror scene, I would come close to you and kiss you, but you had already given that list." Hearing this, Fanxing feels sorry for making that list. Just then, Yuan gets a call from someone and has to go. Now before leaving, Yuan gets close to Fanxing, so Fanxing thinks that he will kiss her. But Yuan says, "We are in a public place." So Fanxing also gets shy and quickly leaves from there. In the next scene, Fanxing is leaving when she sees a strange person on the stairs. Seeing him, Fanxing quickly starts to leave, but then that person grabs Fanxing's hand, and she screams loudly. The person quickly takes off his mask, and it is none other than Yuan. Fanxing says, "You almost gave me a heart attack." So Yuan says to her, "Sorry," and gives her flowers, saying, "I couldn't give you these in the office, so I am giving them to you here." In the next scene, Fanxing brings those flowers inside her office and keeps them. Just then, she gets a message from Yuan in which it was written, "I will do the same as it is written on the card placed in the flower." Fanxing starts looking for the card, but she can't find it. So she comes out and starts searching for the card. Yuan is watching all this and understands that something is wrong. In the next scene, Yuan goes to the storeroom to meet Fanxing and says, "If it's lost, it's okay." Fanxing asks, "Was our name written on that card?" Yuan says, "Some romantic lines were written on that card," and apologizes and leaves. Fanxing starts thinking that I should have been the one to apologize. In the next scene, Yuan was thinking about the date, and Kong Xiao had told him about it. Now Yuan goes to the store to meet Fanxing and gets close to her and says, "Why did you go to eat ice cream with him?" Fanxing says, "It wasn't a date. We are just casual friends, and there is nothing that I would hide from you." Just then, an employee calls Yuan, and Yuan leaves from there in anger. In the next scene, the next day, Fanxing looks at Yuan's table, but he was not there. Just then, an employee tells her, "Yuan's future girlfriend has come here for apartment decoration." Fanxing starts looking in the meeting room, and there was a girl with Yuan, and she was Min Min. Just then, employee Bei comes and says, "This project is for 2 months, and during this time, Min Min will come to meet Yuan. And watch, during this time, Yuan will surely start liking Min Min." Fanxing says they could also be friends. Saying this, she leaves. Just then, Yuan comes and says to Bei, "We are going to see the site." In the next scene, Yuan is telling Min Min all the design details there. Just then, Min Min's neighbor comes and misunderstands Yuan as Min Min's husband, but Yuan gives her his card and says, "I am her designer." In the next scene, the card that Fanxing had lost is found by someone, and on it, Yuan had written his name along with Fanxing's name. In the next scene, Fanxing is waiting for Yuan outside his house. As soon as Yuan comes there, he starts to leave, ignoring her. Fanxing says, "I came here to solve everything." Yuan says, "You became friends with your blind date, right? And you didn't even think it was necessary to tell me all this." So Fanxing apologizes to him. Yuan tells her, "The girl who was with me in the meeting room, she confessed to me on her birthday, but I rejected her." Fanxing says, "I trust you." Yuan says, "But you don't care about me at all." And in anger, he tells her, "Forget everything," and leaves from there. Then Fanxing goes to the park and starts thinking about the meaning of his words. Is he breaking up with me? Just then, Yuan comes back and says, if I hadn't come back, I would never have known how much you care for me. Fanxing asks, you broke up, didn't you? Yuan says, I was talking about the argument. Fanxing says, I went on a date in place of Kong Xiao so that I could refuse that person. After hearing everything, Yuan apologizes and asks her to show her face, but Fanxing refuses and says, I will cut your salary. Hearing this, Yuan starts laughing, and Fanxing, seeing him laugh, leaves from there. In the next scene, Fanxing goes to meet Lu Ming, and Lu Ming says, I will become your love guru, and you find my dream girl for me. So Fanxing agrees and asks him about his niece. Lu Ming says, I have come here to buy a gift for my future girlfriend, and if I had brought her with me, she would also insist on getting a gift. Fanxing then asks Lu Ming for the girl's details so that she can buy a good gift for her. Lu Ming says, she is not much different from you. In the next scene, Kanyang had come to the same mall to find out about his sister's secret boyfriend. On the other side, Min Min had also come to see her uncle's girlfriend, but when she can't find her, she gets tired and sits down. Kanyang also sits in the same place. Now Min Min, seeing her professor, starts to leave, but Kanyang catches her and takes her to a cafe and says, become my friend. Min Min says, a boy and a girl can never be friends. Kanyang says, you and Yuan are also friends, right? And besides, your lifestyles are different, and you should forget him. Hearing these words, Min Min gets lost in thought and says, I will work hard after graduation. In the next scene, Fanxing goes out of the mall and, seeing her brother's car there, calls him and asks, where are you? Kanyang says, I am at home. But Fanxing gets suspicious. In the next scene, Fanxing is going with Lu Ming, and Lu Ming gives Fanxing the gift he bought. Fanxing says, you selected this for your future girlfriend. Lu Ming says, look, I have one more gift. Fanxing asks him, do you like me? Lu Ming says, if that were the case, I wouldn't be single till now. And if you don't want this necklace, I will give it to my niece, and starts to take the gift from her. But Fanxing doesn't give him the present and says, now you can't take this present. In the next scene, Yuan and Fanxing go to play badminton together, where both of them think to themselves, I can lose to make my love happy. Now as the match starts, Fanxing wins, and her neck starts to pain. Seeing this, Yuan runs to her and says to Fanxing, go to the doctor, but Fanxing refuses and says, I will be fine after resting a bit. You play the match, I'll sit and watch you. In the next scene, Fanxing is in the dressing room and hears two girls talking. Yuan only has a part-time job. Where did he get limited edition shoes which are quite expensive? Just then, Fanxing comes there and thanks those girls. Thank you for playing a match with my boyfriend. But Fanxing was still thinking about those shoes. In the next scene, Yuan was talking to a girl named Yin and was telling her, you don't need to buy expensive things for me. Just then, Fanxing comes there and asks him, let's go home. In the next scene, Fanxing is cooking for Yuan, but everything is going wrong for her. Just then, Yuan hears the noise and comes there and sees that the kitchen is in a very bad state, so he cooks himself. Now Fanxing is surprised and says, you also know how to cook. Then Fanxing asks Yuan about his parents. Yuan says, they got divorced and my grandpa raised me. Just then, Fanxing realizes that her necklace is missing, so they both start looking for the necklace. Then Fanxing's eyes fall on those same shoes, and she asks Yuan about them. Yuan says, one of my relatives gave them to me. In the next scene, Fanxing is working in her office when Yuan comes and says, can I help you with anything? Fanxing refuses, but Yuan sees that her neck is hurting again, so he starts to massage Fanxing. Fanxing stops him. We are in the office. Yuan says, it's late now, and there is no one in the office. Just then, Fanxing's manager, Mr. Li, comes. Seeing him, Fanxing stands up, wondering if he saw her and Yuan, so she starts to explain. But Mr. Li scolds Fanxing for working overtime and praises Yuan and says to Fanxing, you got an employee who is like your son who cares for you so much. After Mr. Li leaves, Yuan asks, didn't you feel bad? Fanxing says, no, and starts working. In the next scene, Yuan and Fanxing were shopping when Lu Ming sees them and clicks their photo. Now Fanxing and Yuan go to a restaurant to eat. Just then, Fanxing gets a message from Lu Ming. Where are you? Fanxing says, I am with one of my employees. Lu Ming says, you are lying. And then he sends Fanxing the photo in which Yuan and Fanxing were enjoying. Seeing this, Fanxing gets scared. Just then, Yuan gives Fanxing a necklace which Fanxing likes a lot, and she wears it. In the next scene, Fanxing calls Yuan and says, where are you? I am waiting outside your house. Yuan says, you wait for me inside the house. Now, as Fanxing goes inside the house, she sees that Yuan's life is quite simple. He doesn't even have a TV connection. So she gets Yuan's TV connection done and buys things from the market and puts them in his fridge. She also arranges his entire house nicely. Now, while working, Fan Xing finds the bill for the necklace that Yuan had given her, and that bill was for a very large amount. In the next scene, Yuan and Huan are walking when Yuan gets a call and leaves from there. Then Huan remembers, my tape is with Yuan, so he goes after him, where Huan sees Yuan hugging a lady. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes home, and her friend Song is having dinner with her parents. Then, when Song is going to sleep with Fan Xing, Song's eyes fall on Yuan's message, in which it was written, I have reached home, and tomorrow you also enjoy the wedding. I miss you. Seeing this, Song is surprised. In the next scene, Min Min gets an idea and runs and hides in Kanyang's car. Song was also in the car with Kanyang, because of which Min Min doesn't get a chance to give a surprise. In the next scene, Fan Xing had come to Yuan's house. Then Yuan goes to take a shower and asks Fan Xing for a towel. Fan Xing asks, why did it take you so long to come back from the site today? Yuan says, I went to meet a client. But Fan Xing doesn't believe him and asks him, tell me the truth. Just then, Yuan comes out and says, I went to meet my junior. Hearing this, Fan Xing gets angry, so Yuan stops her and says, you're getting jealous. And besides, you made your blind date your best friend. What if he falls in love with you? Fan Xing says, it's not like that. He likes someone else. In the next scene, Song and Kanyang are walking with the dog when their dog runs and comes outside Yuan's house. Kanyang says, I used to take our dog along with Yuan's dog, so maybe that's why it came here. Then he calls Yuan. Yuan says, I am with my date right now. Saying this, he hangs up the call. Then Kanyang sees that the light in Yuan's house is on. He says, Yuan is with his girlfriend. So he gives the dog to Song and goes to see Yuan's girlfriend. Just then, Song messages Fan Xing, I will explain later. First, you hide quickly because Kanyang is coming there. But Fan Xing doesn't read this message, and just then, the doorbell rings. Yuan goes to open the door, and Fan Xing quickly hides in his room. Now Yuan tries hard to prevent Kanyang from coming inside, but he comes inside and starts going to the bedroom, but Yuan blocks his way. Kanyang says, if there is no one in your room, then why are you not letting me go inside? On the other side, Song is very worried and calls Fan Xing. Here, as the ringtone rings, Kanyang hears that ringtone and starts looking for the phone, but Yuan stops him again. So Kanyang says, that girl must be someone I know, and he quickly runs towards the bedroom, but Yuan catches him again. Just then, Kanyang gets a call from Song, and she says, the dog ran away again. So Kanyang leaves from there. In the next scene, Kanyang goes home and starts taking out some things from the car. Just then, he sees that Min Min is sleeping in the car, so he asks, the car was locked, but how did you get here? Hearing this, Min Min starts crying. In the next scene, Kanyang takes food from his mom and gives it to Min Min in his room, which she quickly eats. She starts to take a drink from the fridge, but Kanyang asks her, go back. But Min Min makes a sad face and looks at him because the town closes at this time. In the next scene, Fan Jing was just setting up breakfast at Yuan's house when Yuan comes from behind and hugs her and says, I have work at the site. So Fan Jing kisses him and goes to the kitchen. And in the kitchen, she smells a perfume. Now as Yuan was leaving, Fan Hing asks him, bring my favorite cake. In the next scene, Fan Hing is cleaning Yuan's house when Min Min and her friend come there to see Yuan's girlfriend. When Fan Hing opens the door, Min Min and her friend mistake Fan Xing for a maid. Fan Xing doesn't let them come inside, but they forcefully come inside and start waiting for Yuan. So Fan Xing tells Yuan everything and asks him, come home quickly. In the next scene, after a while, when Yuan comes home, he puts down the cake and goes straight to Fan Jing. Fan Jing tells him everything. Yuan says, why didn't you tell her that you are my girlfriend, not the maid? Because if I tell them later, how weird will it look? Fan Xing says, I didn't think about it at that time. Go and handle them. Now when Yuan comes out, Min Min and the other two are eating the cake Yuan brought. Min Min says, we came here to see your girlfriend, but your maid was here. Yuan asks, when did you meet Professor Kanyang? Min Min's friend says, she stayed at Kanyang's house last night. Hearing this, a sound of something falling comes from the kitchen. Min Min says, it's a very long story. I think Kanyang likes me. Hearing this, another sound of something falling comes from inside because Fan Xing was shocked to hear this, that her brother is doing such things. Just then, Fan Xing comes to serve them something. But Yuan sends her home because he was not feeling good about all this. In the next scene, Yuan also goes after Fan Xing and kisses her in the elevator and says, I will leave the internship and announce our relationship. Fan Xing says, this is not the right time. Yuan says, I love you. This is not a wrong thing. Do as you see fit. Saying this, she runs away from there. In the next scene, Yuan and Fan Xing were giving their point of view about the relationship when they start fighting, and everyone else is watching them. So Kanyang calms them down and says, if your girlfriend is also like Fan Xing, then she doesn't like you at all. Yuan says, you have a point. Fan Xing angrily says, when you haven't even seen her, how can you say that? After this, they play a game in which the loser had to drink, and Fan Xing keeps losing this game repeatedly. She drinks so much that she can't even stand up. Just then, Kan Young gets a message from someone and leaves. Then when Fan Xing comes back, Yuan holds her hand and makes her sit and says, I didn't come to tell your brother anything but to have dinner with him. But Fan Xing, due to being drunk, starts doing some strange things and says, do whatever you want. If you want to make the relationship public, do it. I don't care about anyone. Saying this, Fan Xing then kisses him in front of everyone. In the next scene, Fan Xing is worried thinking about what she might have done while drunk yesterday. Just then, Bei tells her, I know that our boss is going to sell the company. Hearing this, Fan Xing gets worried and goes to her cabin and checks the group, and she finds out the person buying the company is Lu Ming. Then Fan Xing finds the card in which Yuan had written, I will be with you in every moment of life and we will face problems together. Seeing this, she becomes very happy and notices that something is written on the back of the card, which had asked her to meet at the cafe at night. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to meet the person from the card to see who it is. Just then, Kong Xiao comes there. Fan Xing thinks it's her, but she just takes coffee and leaves. Then after a while, Huan comes there. Fan Xing says, I am waiting for someone. You come later. Huan says, I am the one who wrote the message on the card. Hearing this, Fan Xing is surprised and asks, what do you want? Huan says, I don't want anything. I want to tell you that I saw Yuan with another lady, and that lady was giving Yuan a gift. Then Huan shows Fan Xing the group photo and says, this is the same lady, Wu Mei, who gave gifts to Yuan. Fan Xing thanks Huan for telling all this. In the next scene, Yuan gives his resignation letter. Fan Xing says, you still have some ongoing projects. You have to complete them. And why are you leaving this job? Yuan says, there is someone in IGA company whom I don't want to see. Now, before he says anything else, Bei comes there to call Fan Xing for a meeting. When Fan Xing is about to leave, Yuan hugs her from behind and says, you are so good to me. In the next scene, Yuan is standing with Min Min at the bus stop. Min Min asks him, the lady who was working at your house, is she your girlfriend? Yuan says, it's good that you understood. Min Min says to Yuan, sorry, and says, I am always ready to be your backup. Just then, Yuan's bus arrives, and as he is leaving, he says, you are very nice, but never become a backup, or you will regret it later. In the next scene, Fan Xing is leaving when Kan Yang hands her a letter and says, give this to Yuan. Now, going in the elevator, Fan Xing reads that letter and gets sad because it was Yuan's recommendation so that he could study abroad. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to Yuan, and Yuan holds her hand and takes her to a pottery shop and says, handmade gifts are the best. We will make cups for each other so that we always remember each other. Both of them take turns making cups for each other, where the owner tells them, you will get the cups in 2 weeks. In the next scene, Yuan puts his hands over Fan Xing's eyes and takes her to a place from where the night view was looking very nice. When Fan Xing sees the sights, she likes it a lot. So Yuan comes close to her and says, you are looking very beautiful. Hearing this, Fan Xing starts laughing loudly. Yuan says, it was written like this on the website. Saying this will impress the girl, but Fan Xing's laughter just wouldn't stop, so they both hug each other. Fan Xing says, you have fulfilled all the wishes that I had thought about love, so now I have no regrets. Yuan says, save your wishes for now. Fan Xing says, if we break up in the future, you should give me a loan, so that I can never be happy, and on this pretext, we will remember each other. Hearing this, Yuan says, what a ridiculous request of yours. Then Fan Xing gives Yuan a gift. Then both of them enjoy being with each other and go home. In the next scene, Yuan was having dinner with his ex-girlfriend, Wu Mei. Yuan tells her, now I don't want to go abroad. Wu Mei asks, is the reason your girlfriend? Yuan says, I haven't told her about this yet, but I know she will support me, and it's difficult for me to stay away from her for 2 years. Hearing this, Wu Mei explains to him, your girlfriend is mature, and she knows well how to manage emotion and reason. Yuan says, that's what I'm afraid of. She might find someone better than me. Wu Mei says, make your decision after thinking carefully. The next scene, Fan Xing goes with Song to Wan's graduation ceremony, where seeing everyone so happy, they both start remembering their days. Fan Xing says, these youngsters don't know that life is not that easy because for life's growth you have to leave your emotions behind and move forward alone. Hearing this, Song says, why are you talking like your first love is about to end? Fan Xing says, maybe you are right because Yuan is going abroad and he hasn't told me about this yet. Just then, Yuan comes and takes both of them to a restaurant for a treat. Fan Xing sits with Song and Yuan says, you two seem distant. Song says, yes, she is just like my wife, though she should have started dating earlier. Fan Xing says, this is thanks to Kan Yang, but you two were not far behind either. Hearing this, Yuan understands that Kan Yang and Song were dating each other before. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes with Lu Ming to her friend's birthday party and introduces Lu Ming as her boyfriend in front of everyone. In the next scene, when Fan Xing comes back tired from the birthday party, her mom gives her fruits and says, go give these to Yuan. So she quickly takes the fruits and goes to Yuan, who was playing a game. Yuan is very happy to see her, and because of this, he loses the game. So Kanyang starts to hit him, but Yuan holds on to Fanxing. Kanyang separates Yuan from her and says, "Who did you go with as your boyfriend?" But Fanxing covers his mouth because she didn't want Yuan to know about it. Just then, Yuan says, "I can't find the spoons." Fanxing goes inside to help him, and Yuan kisses her, so Fanxing becomes very happy. Now Yuan and everyone have dinner together. Fanxing's mom says, "I wish my daughter liked Lu Ming." Hearing this, Fanxing shouts loudly and says, "We are just friends." But Yuan wanted to know more about him, so he starts talking about him. So Fanxing's dad tells Yuan the whole story. In the next scene, Fanxing and Yuan were walking where Yuan says, "We are going to announce our relationship soon, and I am also going to leave the company so you won't have any problems in the future either." Fanxing asks, "We always go on dates. Is there anything that you want us to do together?" So Yuan asks her to come to his graduation party, but Fanxing refuses. Yuan says, "It's a mask party." So Fanxing agrees. In the next scene, Wu Mei goes to Fanxing's company, which Yuan doesn't like at all. Fanxing brings coffee for everyone and smells a familiar coffee scent that she also smelled in Yuan's kitchen. Now when Fanxing goes to the store for some work, Yuan is sitting there working, but in Fanxing's mind, thoughts related to Wu Mei are running. In the next scene, Kong Xiao and Yuan are sitting with a friend where that lady says, "Your information turned out to be wrong because Fanxing came to the party with her boyfriend whose name is Lu Ming." Hearing this, Yuan says, "You must have some misunderstanding." That lady says, "No, Fanxing introduced him herself." Hearing which, Yuan gets upset. In the next scene, the mask party starts. Yuan says to Min Min, "My girlfriend will come in a red dress." Just then, Min Min and Yuan's dance performance starts, and Fanxing arrives there. Lu Ming takes her with him and says, "Why are you not picking up my phone?" Fanxing says, "Show me a photo of your girlfriend." But Lu Ming gets nervous, so Fanxing says, "That girl never existed. What photo of her will you show?" Lu Ming says, "What else could I do? Because I liked you from the start and am already your boyfriend." Fanxing says, "You shouldn't have lied to me." Now their argument escalates, and Lu Ming gets angry and leaves from there. Just then, Fanxing gets a call from Yuan, and she goes to the party. In the next scene, Yuan holds Fanxing's hand and takes her inside and says, "Confessions are going on here. Anyone can express their feelings to their crush." But Fanxing wanted to say something to Yuan and asks him to come outside, but Yuan goes on stage and expresses his feelings in front of everyone, and everyone cheers for him. Then Yuan calls Fanxing on stage, but Fanxing leaves from there. Yuan doesn't understand anything and also goes after her and stops her and asks her to go on stage, but Fanxing didn't want to go. Yuan says, "There are only 10 days left for our relationship to complete 3 months, and I want to bring it out in front of everyone." But Fanxing still doesn't agree. So Yuan says, "If you don't agree, then everything between us will be over." Hearing this, Fanxing says, "If this is what you want, then we should break up." Hearing this, Yuan is stunned and says, "The age difference between us is your problem." Fanxing says, "Age is not the problem. I can't handle all this." Hearing this, Yuan gets angry and says, "You never cared whether Wu Mei is my ex or not. You just wanted to date me for 3 months. Fanxing says, "Yes, I might be bad, but you were also hiding about your ex-girlfriend from me, right?" Yuan says, "There is no point in talking about those things." Fanxing asks him about going abroad. Yuan says, "I am not going abroad because you are here, but you are double dating me with your friend." Hearing this, Fanxing slaps him and says, "I only love you." Yuan asks, "Have you ever seen me with you in your future?" Fanxing says, "We have only shown each other our good sides and we don't know anything about each other's lives." Yuan says, "From now on, we should break up. And if we ever meet each other, we will behave as if we have never met." Saying this, Yuan leaves from there, and Fanxing starts crying and thinks, "Maybe after 1 year I will have moved on." Just then, Lu Ming comes there, and seeing him, Fanxing starts crying, so Lu Ming consoles her. In the next scene, Min Min calls Kanyang and tells him Yuan's girlfriend has broken up with him, and he is trying to kill himself. Hearing this, Kanyang quickly goes there and takes him to a restaurant where Yuan drinks a lot and falls asleep right there. After that, Kanyang and Min Min take Yuan to his house and put him to bed in the bedroom and leave. After they leave, Yuan opens his eyes. Now we see a past scene where Yuan, immediately after breaking up with Fanxing, realizes his mistake and goes to apologize to Fanxing, but he sees that Fanxing's friend is standing with her, so Yuan can't bear this and leaves. In the next scene, Fanxing's health is not good, so her dad is worried about her and says to her mom, "We should tell Kan Yang to take Fan Xing to the hospital." Now Fan Xing's mom goes to call Kan Yang. As soon as she goes inside, she is surprised to see a young girl, and she is none other than Min Min. Seeing this, Kan Yang's mom starts hitting her. Kan Yang tries to explain, but his mom doesn't listen. Now, as Kan Yang's mom calms down and sits, Kan Yang tells his mom everything. In the next scene, Kan Yang is searching for something in Fan Xing's room when he finds the card that Yuan had given to Fan Xing. Seeing this, Kan Yang understands that the person Yuan broke up with is my sister. So he goes to his house and starts hitting Yuan. Yuan angrily says, "It is Fan Xing who dumped me as soon as the 3 months of the relationship were over. If you have to say something, say it to her." Hearing this, Kan Yang asks, "What happened between you two?" Yuan doesn't give any answer to this and goes to his room. In the next scene, Kan Yang says to his mom and dad, "You don't know what Fan Xing has done." Her parents ask, but Kan Yang doesn't tell. Just then, Fan Xing comes there and says to Kan Yang, "What happened to you? Did a dog bite you?" Kan Yang says, "You go away from here, or I will bite you." Now after dinner, Kan Yang is sitting when Fan Xing says to him, "What happened to you? Why are you so angry?" Kan Yang shows her the card. Before he says anything to her, Fan Xing starts hitting Kan Yang and says, "Don't touch my drawer again." She hits Kan Yang so badly that poor Kan Yang sits on the floor. In the next scene after office, Yuan is sitting alone. Fan Xing tries to talk to him, but Yuan doesn't give any answer and says, "When we are alone, you should think of us as strangers, and I don't want to talk to you at all." Saying this, Yuan leaves, and Fan Xing gets upset. In the next scene, Fan Xing calls Yuan to her cabin and says, "Don't leave the job because you have good knowledge of design." Yuan asks, "Do you want me to stay?" Fan Xing says, "I am just giving you the company's message." Yuan says, "Those cups that we made have arrived. I will give them to you." Fan Xing says, "Throw those cups away." Hearing this, Yuan gets angry and leaves from there, and Fan Xing also starts crying. In the next scene, everyone goes to Yuan's farewell party. Yuan starts to sing a song, but Fan Xing goes out to get snacks. Just then, Kong Xiao comes there and says, "Get me close to Lu Ming." Fan Xing agrees. In the next scene, they are all going home after the party when Lu Ming arrives there. Fan Xing says, "You should have told me before coming." Kong Xiao says, "He has come to pick me up." Fan Xing, "You also come with us. We will drop you." Fan Xing agrees, but Yuan doesn't like this, and he also gets in the car and says to Lu Ming, "Mr. Driver, drop me home too." Now everyone is going in the car, and no one is talking. So Kong Xiao says to Yuan, "You are leaving the company, so I will tell you a secret. Lu Ming likes Fan Xing." Yuan says, "So this old man is Fan Xing's boyfriend?" Lu Ming says, "I am not her boyfriend right now, but I am already doing all the duties of a boyfriend." Hearing their talk, Fan Xing gets angry and tells everyone to be quiet. In the next scene, at lunchtime, Bei says to Yuan, "What is lacking in Min Min that you don't like her?" Yuan says, "We are just friends. I also had a girlfriend, so how could I date her?" Hearing this, they are surprised and say, "Why didn't you tell us before?" Yuan says, "My girlfriend didn't want anyone to know about this relationship." Bei says, "Now you have a chance to date that cute girlfriend of yours." Yuan looks at Fan Xing and says, "Yes, I will talk to her today." Fan Xing also gives him wishes to start a new relationship and leaves. In the next scene, Yuan goes to Min Min. Min Min says, "I told you that I will wait for you until you like me, but sorry, I like someone else now." Yuan says, "You don't need to say sorry. We are still friends." Now they both go to discuss the plan where Yuan finds out that Lu Ming is her uncle. So he asks Min Min about Lu Ming. Min Min says, "My uncle is single. Although he likes someone, that girl has a boyfriend. So he became that lady's friend so that he can snatch her from that boyfriend." Then Min Min also shows Yuan a photo, after seeing which Yuan is shocked. In the next scene, Yuan goes for a walk with Kan Yang. Kan Yang asks Yuan about studying abroad. Yuan says, "I have cancelled the plan to go abroad, and I will win Fan Xing back again." Hearing this, Kan Yang is surprised. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes home and her mom shows her some boys' profiles. Fan King says, "There is someone I like, and it's Lu Ming." Hearing this, Fan Jing's mom is surprised. In the next scene, Lu Ming is having breakfast with everyone when Fan Jing's mom says, "Yesterday, Fan Jing said, 'I like you,' to get rid of Wang." Lu Ming says, "I am just useful for such emergencies." Fan Xing says, "Where was the emergency in this? I really want to give you a chance." Hearing this, Lu Ming becomes very happy. In the next scene, Fan Xing was talking with Lu Ming when Yuan comes and gives her the cup and says, "We shouldn't take out our anger on things." Fan Xing takes the cup and says, "Thanks." Yuan asks, "Are you still angry with me?" Fan Xing says, "You were too." Yuan says, "Yes, I was angry before, but after thinking a lot, I have decided to go abroad." After which, both of them apologize to each other for not understanding each other's feelings and making each other feel insecure. Fan Xing says, "Now that everything is fine between us, we can be friends." Hearing this, Yuan invites her to his house for dinner. Just then, Bei and Kong Xiao come and say, "You have a boyfriend. and you didn't even tell us. Hearing this, Yuan is shocked and asks, who? So Kong Xiao shows the message and says, Lu Ming. Yuan asks, have they kept their relationship a secret? Kong Xiao says, no. In the next scene, Min Min takes Kan Yang to lunch. Kan Yang asks, what do you want? Min Min gives him an envelope and says, I am not in a hurry for the answer. Before Kan Yang can say anything to her, Min Min leaves from there. When Kan Yang goes to his car and reads the envelope, Min Min had confessed her feelings in it, seeing which Kan Yang smiles. In the next scene, Kan Yang was parking his car and leaving when Min Min comes and asks for an answer. Kan Yang says, I read your letter, but my answer is no because I don't date students. And if you want, you can wait for 2 years. Hearing this, Min Min says, am I not beautiful? Saying this, she leaves in anger. In the next scene, Fan Xing is sad looking at Yuan's table because he had left. Kong Xiao says, Yuan was with us for so long, but now everyone is sad without him. Fan Xing says, I am used to all this, and you get this table cleaned because a new employee is coming. Just then, Bei comes and starts planning the party. How many people are coming? Just then, Yuan comes and says, I will come too. Everyone is surprised to see Yuan. Yuan says, I am the new employee here. Fan Xing asks, you resigned, didn't you? Yuan says, I have joined again. And tell me the party location because your boyfriend is giving the party. I have to come. In the next scene, Yuan says to Fan Xing, I applied to Asia Company, but they sent me here. Fan Xing says, you wanted to go abroad. Yuan says, I am going next year. Until then, I have to bear my own expenses. Fan Xing refuses to come to the party, but Yuan doesn't agree and says, after the breakup, we are friends, and you took such good care of me when I was sick. Could it be that you still like me? Fan Xing says, no, and starts praising Lu Ming, which Yuan can't hear, and leaves from there. In the next scene, everyone reaches Lu Ming's party. Lu Ming is confused to see Fan Xing with Yuan. Now, Yuan starts to sit with Fan Xing, but Huan quickly sits there because he understood the whole situation. Now Lu Ming asks everyone to order, but Yuan takes the menu card from his hand and orders the most expensive dish. Seeing this, Lu Ming asks everyone else to order dishes too. In the next scene, Lu Ming and Yuan meet in the restroom. Lu Ming says, you are so nice. Yuan says, if I wasn't nice, no one could steal my girlfriend so easily. Lu Ming says, if someone took her easily, it means it wasn't true love. And besides, in love, you win by standing your ground. Yuan says, only time will tell, and leaves from there. In the next scene, they all play a card game in which 2 people have to win a task. Now Bei asks card numbers 3 and 6 to drink with their arms crossed, and those cards belong to Yuan and Fan Xing. Fan Xing gets nervous seeing this, but Yuan is very happy. Yuan says, I hope the old man doesn't feel bad. Lu Ming, to show himself as good, says, I have no problem. Now Fan Xing takes her glass and goes to Yuan, but Yuan says, I have never done this before. So Fan Xing starts to guide him. Seeing both of them, everyone is getting very excited, and they all ask them to hold each other tightly. Lu Ming was getting very angry seeing this, but he didn't say anything. Now the next task is for numbers 1 and 5, which are Kong Xiao and Huan, and they have to come close to each other and sing a romantic song. Now both of them hold each other's hands and start the song. Kong Xiao keeps looking at Huan as if he is confessing his feelings through the song. Now Kong Xiao remembers the moment spent with Huan and becomes very happy. In the next scene, Kan Yang is parking his car and about to leave when he hears Min Min's voice, who was sitting there. So Kan Yang takes her to his room. Min Min says, I am going to drop out of my studies because you don't want to date students. Kan Yang says, your parents are working so hard for you, and here you are wanting to drop out of your studies for a date. Min Min says, you are neither letting me date you, nor letting me drop out of my studies, so tell me what should I do? Kan Yang says, you should love yourself before loving others. Min Min doesn't listen to anything he says, and says, I like you, and then starts crying, and says, you don't like me either, and no one likes me. Even the boys I liked are not interested in me, so I have decided to become a nun. Kan Yang gets scared hearing this and says, no one becomes a nun for such a small problem. Then Kan Yang tells her, it's not that I don't like you, but you are my student, and this is against moral values. Min Min asks, then what should we do? Kan Yang says, we will keep our relationship a secret, and as soon as your graduation is complete, we will tell everyone. Min Min asks, is it necessary to keep the relationship a secret? Kan Yang says, if you want to accept this deal, then do it. Otherwise, go and become a nun. So Min Min hugs Kan Yang and says, I have accepted this deal. And then both of them become happy. After a while, Min Min goes to throw the garbage when Uncle Lu Ming also comes there, and he is very surprised to see Min Min. Just then, Fan Xing also comes there and says to Kan Yang, this is my t-shirt, and is she sleeping with you? Kan Yang says, her town was closed, so I brought her to my home. Now as Min Min is about to run away from here, Lu Ming catches her, and Min Min runs and holds Fan Xing saying, Auntie, save me. Hearing this, Fan Xing and Yuan are shocked. In the next scene, Lu Ming was playing a game with his friend Fan. Just then, Fan tells him, tomorrow is my daughter's birthday party. You have to bring your girlfriend along. Lu Ming says, maybe she won't be able to come. Fan says, she is my employee, so I will arrange everything for her. For which Lu Ming refuses and reminds Fan of his bet that if Lu Ming gets into a relationship in 2 months, you will have to give 20% of your budget. But Fan reacts as if he doesn't remember anything, so Lu Ming agrees for just 10%. In the next scene, Lu Ming and Fan Xing go to the party. Lu Ming introduces Fan Xing to his friends, but all this feels strange to Fan Xing. After that, Lu Ming introduces Fan Xing to Fan and asks her to state her point. Fan Xing says, when amazing decoration was acquired by IGEA, our employees got tense because IGEA's way of working is different, due to which old employees are resigning, which is not right. Fan says, you have to adopt our company's culture quickly, and the employees who don't have faith in themselves will feel insecure. Lu Ming was getting bored by his talk, so he goes to meet everyone else. In the next scene, Fan Xing was wandering in the restaurant when Wu Mei comes from behind with Yuan's dress, and, seeing Fan Xing, starts to think what she is doing here. Fan Xing also gets very confused and says to Yuan, is she your sister? Hearing this, Wu Mei says, didn't you tell her about me? Just then, Lu Ming comes there and gets confused seeing Yuan there. Then he puts his hand on Fan Xing's waist and introduces her to Wu Mei. This is my girlfriend, which Yuan doesn't like. Just then, Fan calls them all outside to cut the cake, and when Yuan calls Fan Dad, the color drains from Lu Ming and Fan Xing's faces because Wu Mei is Yuan's mom. Then Fan introduces Yuan is my son, and then they start talking about Fan Xing and Lu Ming. So Yuan says, I know them. Fan Xing is my boss. Lu Ming's face was worth seeing. In the next scene, Yuan's birthday is celebrated, and Fan Xing is still surprised. I thought Wu Mei was Yuan's girlfriend, but she is Yuan's stepmom. Lu Ming is very scared. When Fan finds out that I stole his son's girlfriend, I don't know what will happen to me. Now Lu Ming and Fan Xing are about to leave when Fan invites them inside. In the next scene, Wu Mei tells them, after my marriage to Fan, he has only called me by my name because he says I am still young. After this, they all start talking. In the next scene, Fan Xing is working in the office when Yuan comes and says, sorry, I hid the fact that my dad is the boss of IGEA because I didn't want everyone to treat me differently. Fan Xing says, you don't need to worry. You can still keep this a secret. In the next scene, Yuan goes to Fan Xing's cabin and says, I am going on a business trip for 3 days, and the person who takes care of my dog is not here, and Can Yang also has important work. Can you take care of my dog? To which Fan Xing agrees. In the next scene, Fan Xing comes and sees Yuan's house, which the dog had made very dirty, so she starts cleaning the house. Just then, Fan comes there and is surprised to see Fan Xing like this. Fan Xing says, Yuan has gone on a business trip, so I came here to take care of his dog. Fan says, looking at you, it seems Yuan trusts you a lot, so I want to talk to you about him. Fan Xing can't refuse him and makes tea for him. Fan asks, does Yuan trouble you? Fan Xing says, Yuan is a very good boy, whom everyone in the office also likes. Hearing which, Fan feels good and he says, I found out from my wife that Yuan had a breakup. Do you know that girl? How she looks? Fan Xing says, this is a private matter, so it would be better if you ask him. Fan says, Yuan doesn't even want to talk to me. Fan Xing says, Yuan is proud of you. Hearing which, Fan feels good and he asks Fan Xing to take care of Yuan. In the next scene, Fan Xing brings food for Lu Ming, and they are having dinner together. Just then, Fan Xing gets a call from Yuan, and he says, Huan's health is not good, and he has a problem with his appendix. Hearing this, Fan Xing gets scared and quickly starts looking for tickets, because he had also gone on a trip with Yuan. Lu Ming also goes to drop her at the station. In the next scene, Yuan was with Huan. After a while, Fan Xing also comes there. Yuan tells her, after the fever subsides, we can take him from here and get Huan's surgery done in our city. Fan Xing tells him, your dad also came there. Yuan says, he must have guessed the password, the day my mom died. Fan Xing asks, why don't you get along with your dad? Yuan says, there are 2 types of families in the world. Like one is your family where everyone lives together, and one is my family where everyone lives separately. After this, Fan Xing falls asleep there, and Yuan starts working. The next day, when Yuan wakes up, Fan Xing is not there, and she goes out to talk to Lu Ming. In the next scene, Huan's health is a little better, and he is discharged. Huan says to Fan Xing, we should go because today we had to present our design in front of the client. In the next scene, Fan Xing's eyes open, and she sees that she has slept so much, so she quickly goes out and asks Yuan about the meeting. Yuan says, we tried our best. We don't know whether the client liked our project or not. So Fan Xing motivates him and says, it's a good thing to face failure at a young age. Yuan says, oh really? Is it a good thing to fail in love too? Fan Xing says, you've started again, just like an elementary school kid. Yuan says, yes, I am an elementary school kid. So Fan Xing starts pulling his ear and sits down. Yuan says, I will never bother you again, and let's go for dinner. In the next scene, Yuan and Fan Xing are walking. Fan Xing says, you meet your parents so little that you don't even know about their hobbies. If it stays like this, you will soon become strangers. Just then, Yuan stops and says, I can't see the road. Upon Fan Xing's asking, Yuan explains, I have night blindness, which sometimes happens to me due to a deficiency of vitamin A. Fan Xing holds his hand and starts walking and asks, how will this get better? Yuan says, I will have to keep taking vitamin A, and then teases Fan Xing, you've held my hand as if I'm a dog. In the next scene, Yuan is with his dad. Dad says, your girlfriend wrote your name on that cup. Yuan says, yes, she is very kind, capable, and independent. Dad asks, how did you break up? Yuan says, maybe I wasn't capable enough for her, but now I will get her back. Dad says, if you need my help, tell me. Hearing this, Yuan is surprised and says, I thought you would say, take over Aijia and marry a rich girl. Dad says, it's my gain if you take over Aijia, but marriage is completely your decision. And if you are interested in design, I will fully support you. In the next scene, Fan Xing is standing in her office when Yuan comes and says, I heard you're pregnant. Hearing this, Fan Xing gets scared. And then they both go to have lunch together, where Yuan, to tease her, says, I thought that baby was mine. Fan Xing tells him to stop talking nonsense. Then Yuan says, that old man took you to see the house so he could force you into marriage. Fan Xing says, how can I be angry? He just wanted my help in seeing the house. Yuan says, you're not just smart in looks. And tonight, I am coming to your house for dinner so I can take my dog back. Fan Xing starts to bother him. You'll come for dinner at night, so don't eat now. Now, Lu Ming was watching all this from outside, seeing how much Fan Xing is enjoying with Yuan. In the next scene, Yuan was at Fan Xing's house for dinner, where Mom was giving all the tasty food to Yuan. Then Fan Xing's mom asks Fan Xing about the house with Lu Ming, but Fan Xing doesn't say anything, so Mom says, I will ask Lu Ming about all this myself. In the next scene, Fan Xing was washing plates when Yuan goes to help her and says, following your advice, I went to meet my dad. But now I think it's better if I don't meet him for some time because he has started sending me business management books. Seeing them talking like this, Kan Yang says, are you guys getting back together? Fan Xing shuts his mouth and says, if you say anything now, I will hit you. In the next scene, Yuan and Kan Yang come out for a walk. Kan Yang says, do you still have feelings for Fan Xing in your heart? Yuan says, you will be angry, but I still like her. Hearing this, Kan Yang does not get angry because he was also dating a younger girl, so he understood Yuan's situation well. In the next scene, Min Min is in the car with Kan Yang. Kan Yang says, are you hungry? Min Min says yes and adds, this is all we do. I want to go to a hotel with you today. Kan Yang flatly refuses her. Min Min says, you always used to go to hotels with your ex-girlfriend, right? So why not with me? Kan Yang says, what do you think? Do I change my girlfriend just to sleep with you? Min Min says yes. So Kan Yang gets angry and asks her to get out of the car. Min Min starts to pacify him and says, I didn't mean that. Let's go hiking, and I will be completely quiet. Kan Yang agrees, and they both go hiking. In the next scene, after being quiet for a long time, Min Min starts crying. So Kan Yang kisses her. Min Min is shocked and says, if I stay quiet like this, will you kiss me as a reward? Kan Yang says, we do this with friends, not with lovers. Min Min says, if you get angry, you can ignore me, but I can't. Seeing Min Min sad, Kan Yang holds her hand and says, sorry, I will never do this again. And you are so cute that I have fallen in love with you. Hearing this, Min Min becomes very happy. In the next scene, Lu Ming messages Fan Xing to go for dinner, but Fan Xing refuses and says, I am going to the hospital to see my colleague. Just then, Yuan comes, so Fan Xing goes with him. Now, as Fan Xing is going with Yuan, Lu Ming sees her. He had brought flowers for her, but he gets upset seeing Fan Xing with Yuan. In the next scene, along with Huan, Fan Xing, Yuan, Kong Xiao, and Huan's mom were also there, where Huan and Kong Xiao were talking nicely with each other. Seeing them, Yuan says, you two should get married. Hearing this, Huan and Kong Xiao tell him to stop talking nonsense. In the next scene, Fan Xing, Yuan, and Kong Xiao go out to eat, where Yuan serves Fan Xing. Kong Xiao jokingly says, have you two become a couple? Because even in the hospital, he was taking care of Fan Xing. Yuan says, Fan Xing is my dream girl. Kong Xiao says, Fan Xing already has Lu Ming, and watch, he will soon marry Fan Xing because he has turned 37. Yuan says, just because he's aged doesn't mean they should get married forcefully. And such talk gives people mental stress. Kong Xiao, looking at him like that, says, do you have a crush on Fan Xing? Hearing this, Yuan says yes. So Fan Xing is surprised and tells him to walk with her. Now, on the way, Fan Xing was not talking with Yuan. Yuan says, if you are angry, then scold me. Fan Xing says, I listen to my heart in every situation, but still, I see the profit and loss. Yuan says, I came back to the company just for you, and I don't know how much your mom and dad like Lu Ming or how much you like him. I just like you and want to be with you forever. Fan Xing says, we can't do that. So Yuan tells her to stay positive. Fan Xing says, whenever I am with you, I feel good about myself, but we can't be together. Yuan says, you like me, and still you are asking me to leave. Fan Xing tells him to forget everything, so Yuan holds her hand and says, I can't stop liking you, but still, I will love you one-sidedly, even if you ignore me. Fan Xing leaves from there without saying anything. In the next scene, Huan tells Kong Xiao, Fan Xing and Yuan were a couple before. Hearing this, Kong Xiao is surprised. In the next scene, Bei tells Yuan, Fan Xing is resigning and giving that post to me. Hearing this, Yuan goes to Fan Xing and asks, are you resigning because of me? Fan Xing says, I thought a lot, but now I don't want to remain an administrator. Yuan holds her and says, can I not even love you one-sidedly now? Fan Xing says, you can meet a better person. Hearing this, Yuan gets angry and leaves. In the next scene, Yuan was having lunch with his family, and he was very upset. Just then, Yuan's little sister cheers him up and says, my brother is the best. So Yuan's dad tells him, even your little sister is so worried about you. For example, dad starts talking about Lu Ming, how much Lu Ming struggled, and now he is going to get married. Hearing this, Yuan leaves from there. Dad says, what suddenly happened to him upon hearing Lu Ming's name? So Wu Mei explains, Yuan also likes Fan Xing. Hearing this, Dad is also surprised. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes home, and her mom tells her that your dad hasn't come home. So she gets very worried and starts looking for her dad. Yuan, Lu Ming, and Kan Yang all look for Dad together, but Dad is nowhere to be found. In the next scene, Fan Xing is at home when her dad comes there. Seeing him, she starts crying. Now, while eating, Fan Xing's dad is telling them that yesterday when I went for a walk, I forgot the way home, so I spent the night in a boarding house. In the next scene, Kan Yang takes Dad to the hospital. The doctor explains, your dad has Alzheimer's, which is in the next stage with time. And as his illness progresses, his memory may also go, and his eyesight may also be lost. In the next scene, when everyone is having lunch in the office, Fan Xing tells them, I am going to resign, and from next week, I will leave the office. Besides, my dad's health is not good. I want to spend time with him. In the next scene, Yuan is standing alone when Fan Xing comes to him and thanks him, saying, you helped me all night in searching for my dad. Yuan says, if you want to thank me, then give me a treat. I don't want us to fight even in our last moments. For which Fan Xing agrees. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes to the kitchen to get something and overhears her mom and dad talking, in which Dad says, when my illness gets worse, I won't be able to help Fan Xing at that time. Fan Xing's mom says, now you don't need to worry. Now Fan Xing has a boyfriend who will take care of her, and they will get married within a year. In the next scene, Fan Xing is cooking with Lu Ming, and she tells him, I used to be in the office at this time, but today for the first time, I am with my boyfriend. Lu Ming says, my sister wants to meet your dad. Fan Xing agrees and says, I will also get another chance to know your family. Just then, Min Min and her friend, Zhan Ni, come and start having breakfast, but Zhan Ni was just looking at Fan Xing as if she had seen her somewhere before. In the next scene, while waiting for the bus, Zhan Ni was also looking at Fan Xing's photo. Just then, she covers Fan Xing's face in the photo and remembers that she had seen the same eyes on Yuan's maid. After hearing this, Min Min is very surprised. In the next scene, Min Min asks Yuan, is Fan Xing your ex-girlfriend? Yuan asks, did your uncle tell you about this? Hearing this, Min Min is confirmed and starts to feel embarrassed because she had said who knows what unknowingly. Then Min Min apologizes to Yuan. Yuan says, I am not angry with you. Min Min asks, do you still like her? Yuan says, now this doesn't matter because your uncle is more compatible with Fan Xing than me. Min Min starts to explain to him, love doesn't matter on compatibility. It only has love. In the next scene, when Fan Xing is leaving with her things, everyone comes to say goodbye to her. Just then, Yuan takes the things from Fan Xing and goes to drop her downstairs. Now, going outside, Yuan gives her some notes in which some tips for Alzheimer's patients were written. Seeing this, Fan Xing thanks him and asks him to come home to meet her dad. But Yuan says, I will meet you at the badminton place this weekend. In the next scene, Yuan had drunk a lot with his mom when his dad comes. Yuan hugs him and says, I am very upset. So Dad supports him and takes him back. In the next scene, Lu Ming's sister goes to Fan Xing's house, and they are talking about Lu Ming and Fan Xing. Now in the kitchen, Fan Xing's mom and Fan Xing are standing. Mom says, you let Lu Ming's sister meet us so easily. Are you pregnant? Fan Xing stands quietly. Just then, Lu Ming's sister comes, so Fan Xing's mom leaves. In the next scene, someone else had parked a car in Kan Yang's car spot, so he calls the car's owner. Just then, Lu Ming comes. Kan Yang says, I am waiting for the owner of this car. Lu Ming says, "This car belongs to my cousin." Just then, Su Li comes there, and seeing Kan Young understands and says, he is the one who Min Min is dating. Hearing this, Lu Ming is surprised and looks at him angrily. In the next scene, Min Min goes home and, in anger, goes to her room and starts packing her things. Lu Ming asks the reason for this. Min Min says, "Why did you ask Kan Yang to break up? And if that's the case, then you break up with Fan Xing." When Lu Ming tries to explain to her, Min Min doesn't agree and leaves. In the next scene, Yuan and Fan Xing are playing badminton. After playing a lot, they both get tired and sit down. Yuan says, "Whenever I think that I could have been a part of your family, I can't stop myself from liking you." Hearing this, Fan Xing is surprised that Yuan still likes me. Yuan says, "That's why I will go abroad for 2 years to study, and it's possible that I might meet some girls and even like one of them." After this, he asks Fan Xing about her plan. Fan Xing says, "I will open a flower shop with my friend so that I can spend time with my dad and take care of him. And in between, I will also get to know Lu Ming." Now Yuan challenges her for 1 round. In the next scene, Lu Ming goes to meet Yuan's dad at his request, where Fan tells him, "In exchange for leaving my son's girlfriend, you can take shares of my company." Hearing this, Lu Ming starts laughing and rejects their offer, saying, "I know you are doing all this to become a good dad. And besides, when I came to you for advice, you helped me in getting Fan Xing." Fan is sad that he unknowingly pushed his son's girlfriend away, and Lu Ming was also not agreeing to him. So Fan says, "From now on, you and I are enemies." Saying this, he leaves. So Lu Ming gets worried and starts crying. In the next scene, an architect from Asia, whose name is Luo, had come to meet Huan and Yuan, and the 3 of them go into a meeting. Just then, Fan Xing also comes to the office for some work. Kong Xiao is happy to see her, and also tells her about Luo. Fan Xing says they both look very good together. Just then, Bei comes and takes Fan Xing with her for some help, so Yuan sees that Fan Xing has come to the office. Now Fan Xing is asking Bei about the project when Yuan comes there. Bei asks, "What is your opinion about Luo?" Fan Xing was also curious about this. Yuan says, "Yes, she is a nice girl and we have a lot in common." Hearing this, Fan Xing leaves from there. In the next scene, Lu Ming takes Fan Xing to a restaurant to eat. Just then, Yuan comes there with Luo. Seeing him, Lu Ming asks, "Is she your girlfriend?" So Yuan says no and says, "She is an architect from the headquarters." Saying this, they both go to another table, but Fan Xing was just looking at Yuan. Lu Ming says, "I think you are angry." Fan Xing says, No, it's not like that." Just then, a cup falls from her hand, and she goes to clean her dress, which Yuan was watching everything. Luo asks, "Why are you looking at her?" Yuan says, "My ex-girlfriend is very pretty, isn't she?" Luo says, "So we should date each other." So Yuan says, "You will feel bad that there is someone else in my heart." Luo says, "No, I won't feel bad." Here, when Lu Ming was cleaning Fan Xing's bag, he finds the diary in which Fan Xing had written about the progress of her relationship, and on one page, she had written Yuan's name repeatedly and cut it. Seeing this, Lu Ming gets upset and puts the diary back. When Fan Xing comes back, Lu Ming says, "I have a meeting. I have to go." Fan Xing asks him to go for a walk at night, but Lu Ming refuses that too and leaves from there. In the next scene, Fan Xing takes Lu Ming to the market with her, and while shopping, she apologizes to Lu Ming that you had to be angry because of me. Lu Ming says, "That's not the point. The difficult thing for me is how to make you feel that you like me, and this was my idea, and if I'm moving forward in the relationship, then you should also take a step. But this couldn't happen between us in 1 month, so we will forget everything." Hearing this, Fan Xing starts thinking, how can she take a step towards Lu Ming herself? In the next scene, Fan Xing was walking alone when Yuan comes and asks, "Why are you so upset today?" Fan Xing says, "Nothing good is happening in my life. My dad is also sick, and I have resigned. A best friend of mine got divorced." Yuan asks, "When I am 32, how will my life be?" Fan Xing says, "By then, you will have become a great architect, and I will be an old woman." Then Yuan says, "Luo and I have a lot in common, so you can forget my one-sided love because I might have started liking Luo more." But Fan Xing reacts as if it doesn't matter to her, and she angrily says, "Why are you telling me all this?" Yuan could clearly see her anger and jealousy. So he asks Fan Xing about it, and Fan Xing leaves from there in anger. In the next scene, Lu Ming prepares food because Fan Xing was coming. But then he notices that it's about to rain, so he calls Fan Xing and is about to go pick her up. But Fan Xing refuses. After some time, the doorbell rings. Lu Ming opens the door as if he wants to say something to Fan Xing today. But Fan Xing was completely soaked, so Lu Ming gives her Min Min's clothes to wear. When Fan Xing comes to eat, Lu Ming had prepared a lot for her and asks Fan Xing to start eating. But Fan Xing puts the glass down and says, "I have been thinking about this for a long time." Lu Ming understands what she's about to say, so he breaks up with Fan Xing and asks to be friends again, hearing which Fan Xing is surprised. Lu Ming says, "Forget about that 1 month thing because we shouldn't continue any relationship forcefully." Seeing Lu Ming sacrifice his love, Fan Xing feels embarrassed and apologizes to him while crying. Lu Ming says, "I did the breakup, so I should be the one to apologize." Fan Xing apologizes to him, "You dumped me." Seeing this, Lu Ming also feels strange. Now Fan Xing had drunk a lot, and both of them were treating each other like friends. Just then, Min Min comes. So Lu Ming introduces Fan Xing to Min Min as if they are meeting for the first time. Now Min Min asks the reason for their drinking. Lu Ming says, "I dumped Fan Xing." But Fan Xing silences him and says, "I was going to dump him, but he made himself look bad and dumped me, but now we are best friends." Seeing their condition, Min Min calls Kan Yang. When Kan Yang comes there, Min Min tells him the whole story. Now when Kan Yang goes inside, Fan Xing is telling Lu Ming the whole story that my family is pressuring me for marriage. But first, I wanted to know the boy well and then marry him. Kan Yang understands all of Fan Xing's feelings and expectations and takes her home. In the next scene, Fan Xing tells her mom and dad the whole story about the breakup. Her dad says, "When you find a boy of your choice, then you tell us." Fan Xing says, "I found a boy of my choice, and it's Yuan." Hearing this, Kan Yang gets angry, so his mom says, "What is your problem?" Kan Yang says, "I am older than Min Min in the relationship, and Yuan is younger than her. This is not right." Mom supports Fan Xing and says, "Fan Xing likes Yuan, so what is wrong with it?" Which Kan Yang can't bear, and he leaves. In the next scene, Kan Yang was standing at the door and listening to their conversation when his mom comes and says, "Do you want your favorite dish grilled or steamed?" Kan Yang says, "Grilled." Before he could say anything else, his mom leaves. So Kan Yang also says, "Thank you," and comes inside. This means they were not angry with each other anymore. In the next scene, Fan Xing looks at her phone and finds out that yesterday she had talked to Yuan for 5 hours while drunk, but she doesn't remember anything. So she goes to Yuan's apartment, but his house's light was off, so she calls Yuan. Yuan says, "I am checking in to go out right now, so I will talk later." But it was important for Fan Xing to know what we talked about. Yuan says, "We just had a casual talk and what you said must be true." Hearing this, Fan Xing gets even more scared about what she had said. Yuan says, "Luo is with me, and maybe in the future, feelings will grow between us." Hearing this, Fan Xing gets even more tense. She starts talking to him, but Yuan cuts the phone. Seeing which Luo asks, "What's the matter?" Yuan says, "My ex-girlfriend has broken up with her boyfriend." In the next scene, Yuan is sleeping in his hotel when he gets a call from Kan Yang, and he asks him to meet tonight. Yuan refuses because he was not in the city. Kan Yang doesn't believe that he has gone out, so Yuan sends his location to prove himself. Now Kan Yang's work is done because he only needed the location. Just then, Luo goes to Yuan and asks him to date her, but Yuan refuses and says, "You are not my type." In the next scene, Kan Yang sends the location to Fan Xing and also books a room for her in the hotel. In the next scene, Fan Xing reaches the hotel and, going to her room, sees Yuan's post in which he was enjoying with Luo. In the next scene, Fan Xing goes out where she meets Luo and Yuan. Yuan is surprised to see Fan Xing and, upon his asking, Fan Xing explains, "I came here to travel and I stayed in a nearby hotel." Saying this, she was getting very nervous, so Luo tells her, "We are also staying there. Come with us." Fan Xing refuses and starts taking photos there. In the next scene, Yuan gets a message from Fan Xing calling him. When Yuan goes there, he says, "I was drinking with Luo." Fan Xing asks, "Are you very close to her?" Yuan pretends as if he is not interested in talking to her and starts to leave. So Fan Xing holds his hand and says, "2 days ago, you told me that you like me." Yuan says, "That's why we should stay away." Fan Xing asks, "What did I talk to you about for 5 hours that day?" Yuan says, "You proposed to me and told me about your breakup." Hearing which, Fan Xing couldn't believe that she had proposed to him. Now Yuan invites her to hang out tomorrow, so Fan Xing immediately agrees. In the next scene, Fan Xing comes out of the hot spring, and Yuan comes to her and says, "Why weren't you picking up your phone?" "I was so scared." Fan Xing says, "You can't take a mobile in the hot spring." Hearing this, Yuan leaves. So Fan Xing is happy that Yuan still cares for her, so she follows Yuan and says that I need to talk to you. So Yuan closes the door. Fan Xing goes close to Yuan and tells him, "You told me that I proposed to you while drunk, so what did you answer?" Yuan says, "I refused." Hearing which, Fan Xing is surprised and still doesn't leave Yuan and asks him to say yes. But Yuan doesn't change his answer and says, "Your relationship with Lu Ming didn't work out, so you came to me." Fan Xing explains to him, "It's not like that, and the fault is mine." So so I apologize. Yuan says, if you get into a relationship with me, you will have to face many things because I will keep the relationship public. Fanxing says, I have already thought about this, and I have told my parents because this time, I like you with all my heart. But Yuan still refuses and says, I will have to think about this. In the next scene, Fanxing asks Yuan for his answer. Yuan says, what's the hurry? Anyway, after some time, I am going abroad for 2 years, for which you shouldn't feel like I am wasting your time. Fanxing says, I am also ready for a long-distance relationship. Yuan says, your dad is sick, and he would want you to get married to a good and settled boy as soon as possible. Fanxing says, my dad just wants to see my happiness. But Yuan still refuses, so Fanxing starts praising him, which makes Yuan happy, and he asks Fanxing for her lipstick and takes its print on a paper. Fanxing asks, what is this? Yuan says, this is a slave agreement. So Fanxing insists on seeing it. Yuan kisses Fanxing. Now they both hold each other's hands and come back to the hotel, and both are very happy. This meant that now both of them have entered into a relationship. Seeing them together, Luo also congratulates them, and now her chance was also over. In the next scene, Fanxing says to Yuan, what would have happened if I hadn't come here? Yuan says, what would have happened? You threatened me to get into a relationship, so you had to come. Hearing this, Fanxing asks, why did you do all this? Now we see a scene from the past in which after the breakup, Fanxing proposes to Yuan. Now in the present scene, Fanxing feels embarrassed. Yuan says, I like you just the way you are. Then both of them spend time with each other. In the next scene, we see a scene from 1 year and 6 months later where Fanxing had her own flower shop. Just then, she gets a call from Yuan and he says, I am missing you. Fanxing says, I will come to meet you next week. Yuan says, I want to meet you right now. After this, Yuan comes to the flower shop to meet her, seeing which Fanxing becomes very happy and hugs Yuan because Yuan had come back from studying abroad and they were both going to get married. And with this, the drama has a happy ending. If you want to watch the drama exclusive fairy tale, you can click on the right video to watch it.